the game's about winning. You know, I get that, and I understand that it's all about outcomes, but what a performance that was. You know, just when you think after they play the United States, it doesn't get much better, to go out and play like that against that team, and then just get beaten in the 99th minute by an unbelievable strike by a fantastic UEFA, you know, Champions League caliber player. Everything you could ever have asked for. They could not have drawn up a better performance in every facet of the game. Every single player was exactly the way they needed to be, Humi. There was no passengers on the night. And, yeah, this is something really special we're witnessing in front of our eyes with this program.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking. And you heard all of us in the studio, the reaction from us. Imagine what it's like there. But the immense pride that I have as a former player, as a fan now, I can only imagine how these players are feeling, how their families are feeling, how their friends are feeling. This is something special. To perform the way they just did, with a lot of players missing against one of the, 11th best team in the world? Come on, like, this is serious now. Like, we're not messing around how we're playing well one game and then average and then well. Playing well every week. Every single game that's in front of us, we're playing well.
And it's worth noting, this isn't a full squad, Humi. I know I sound like a broken record. There's no Davies, there's no David. Laren is injured. You know, there's no Vittoria in this one. There's no Cavallini in this one. And the fact that they were able to still have this kind of performance with a depleted lineup, it kind of makes you think, come on, September.
How depleted is it, though? Those guys have just earned a spot in that 11. The ones who aren't here, okay, we have our superstars who aren't here. They'll probably come back in, but half of the guys out there earned that spot. They'll have that shirt next time they play.
That performance is why people who follow this program think this team can make the World Cup. That performance like that, regular performances. We saw about in the United States, and I know we're talking about back-to-back losses by 1 goal, and you've got to win games and gather points, but it's those performances tonight, when you talk about processes, and people in professional sports talk about that a lot, that yes, outcomes take care of themselves, but if you do the right things, the thought is eventually you get what you deserve. Sometimes sport can be cruel. They didn't get what they deserved tonight. They deserve to take that team at least to another 30 minutes and challenge that team and push the heavyweight champion of CONCACAF further and further against the ropes. Like they're down. They were down for a long part of that second half and pushed them further and further. In the end, a knockout punch came at the end and Canada have to take it on the chin and move on. But that is why they deserve those moments. That is why people say, bring on World Cup qualifying, because you can push a team like that to the brink and you've got, you know, genuine stars in that team, and you can do that with what Canada's to come. That's why people believe in this squad. There's a lot of work to come, but what a performance that was tonight. That kind of performance will stay with those players for the rest of their life.
Maxime Crepeau coming up big as well on the second penalty kick that Mexico was awarded to keep this one 1-1 at that time, because who got the goal? Tejan Buchanan. I still see him doing backflips in the Olympic qualifiers under 23 when he got the brace in the opening game. And it is just amazing to see in a few months what he's able to do, rise to the occasion here. The crowd is going crazy. They're all against you. You're down to Mexico, and Humi goes and does this.
Oh, it's incredible from what a second half especially. And like you said about the Olympic qualifying, we said who could potentially be making their way into the men's national team. It's not even a potentially. He's cemented a spot in that squad. Whether he starts, potentially he will, possibly not, but he's cemented his spot on that lineup, regardless.
Yeah, for me, there's so many things to like about the player. First of all, he's fearless. He's got everything about what you want in a wide player. He's got pace, he's got directness, he's got a fierce shot about him already, the kind of shot and caliber that will make European clubs go, yes, the way he strikes the ball, we want more of that. A player that can play as a fullback. And I think whoever it was in the coaching staff that decided to change the shape at halftime and go to a 4, I think deserves a lot of credit again, because what they did is they put Lai at left back and they just left him on that flank, the same flank they played him before. It freed him up because, as I said earlier, Gallardo's an exceptional one-on-one defender, and he went at Rodriguez and they caused him a lot of problems down that flank, and it forced Corona to do a lot more defensive work because of Lai as well. So they as I said, they gave Mexico a number of different challenges, and Buchanan to score the goal was, for me, just the icing on the cake of what was a tremendous performance.
Borjan's been the guy between the sticks for so long, and rightfully so, but Maxime Crepeau has come on in and said, I'm going to relish in this challenge and relish and be the guy right now for Canada. Gets them to the semifinals and was called upon here. First PK, that one goes in a little bit cheeky, but second one, everyone thought, oh no, this is now Mexico's going to really start to put this away, and he comes up huge.
Yeah, this was a big moment in the game because Canada are on top, and this is what Mexico do a lot, that when teams are on top, they find ways to get back in the games very quickly. They did it to Canada in the Gold Cup in 2019. Is it a penalty? Well, for me, the referee's already given the foul. So you have to understand that VAR, once they say it's inside the box, you can't say, the VAR says, I don't think it's a foul, because they've already been given the foul. So I was just stunned Pineda didn't step up and take again, Humi. We were thinking, how in the world is he not taking that penalty? I know, I remember Harry Kane saying once when he took two at Anfield, you never think you're going to take two, so sometimes you shy away from it, but you still take the second one, Humi. And Pineda just didn't even go near the ball. It was a shock.
Well, we were talking off screen, and it's like, what's going on? Like, he sent Max for pies on the first one. Like, his little stutter and whatever, and he sent him. And if you've done that in your first penalty, I'm sorry, but you take the second.
Yeah.
If you miss it, you miss it. Yeah. But the potential...
I think Max was pretty happy to see
100%, because
well.
the guy who's not going to mess around, he's just going to run up and take a shot. There's not going to be no funny games, and great save. And such a huge moment and momentum change for the team, because they end up going on and start pushing and pushing and pushing.
They were so much better again after that. You could see it ignited them, and I'm really happy for Max, because that's what goalkeepers want. He spoke about that at his club level. You want a run of games. You want the belief of the program. You want people to just say, go out there and be yourself. John Herdman didn't rotate, didn't play a second goalkeeper in any of the games. This is your net. Keep hold of the net and just go. And that was a big moment for him. And he's a big leader in that team. He's not necessarily a rah-rah guy, but he's the kind of guy that will do everything right every moment, and then people look up to that player. And he's a big leader for the Whitecaps as well.
Heading into this game, this was after the Costa Rica game, I had said what would be considered a good performance by Canada against Mexico, other than the obvious, which is pull off the win. How do you wrap this up?
Amazing. I'm sorry, but the only thing that can come out of this is positive. You can't look at any portion of this tournament as a negative answer to it. Like, they were tremendous every single game. US should have beat them. Mexico potentially could have beat them. So that's all we asked for, is to see a team going out and playing with so much pride and pulling on that shirt. And when you can add the ability to it, we've always had pride. Canada's always had pride. That's how Canada's always been looked at. But they've always lacked in certain areas. This team is the real deal, and I know it's a broken record, but this team is so much fun to watch, the way they've progressed over the last couple of years, and it's only going to get better.
I'm glad you used that word, because they are fun to watch, and at the end of the day, it's an entertainment business, and there's been a lot of Canadian fans who have been hiding behind couches in the past and playing games where they go, many people think we should win, and they're not doing it. And now the transformation is that now they're sitting right in front of the couch on the edge of their seat going, we're playing a team that no one expects us to win, and we play like that. What a difference that is, by the way. I'm privileged to watch a lot of football games, and I'll say this, Mexico rarely ever get tested like that. The last time they lost a 90-minute game in a competitive game of football was in Samara at the World Cup, when Neymar and Firmino scored goals against them. That's how good teams need to be. Brazil at night, and by the way, Mexico were good that day. Brazil needed the quality to get past them. Mexico don't get played like that against teams in this region. The United States did it eventually in the Gold Cup, in the Nations League final, but they pushed them. But they don't have the control that Canada had in the second half against them a lot of the times as well. So for me, that is just so much, there's so much admiration that I have for Canada. That I think that, yes, they lost, but, we can all enjoy that experience a little bit more, and they can take more positive, because they showed them the version of Canada now. It wasn't, let's see it deep, let's just try and break away, get a goal on the counter, and we let one in the 99th minute. It was, they gave everything they could give them. And in the end, in a game of randomness, which is what we love, this is a game of randomness. Sometimes you don't get the bounces. You could have got the bounces, and in the end, it didn't necessarily go their way. Their time will come. It will come, and we'll all be there to see it.